Hi, I'm Maggie from Golden Lights Within, and today I'm going to be discussing artificial blue light and just a little bit about why it's not good to be exposed to a lot of artificial blue light, and then 3 ways that you can mitigate this during the day. Obviously, it is pervasive, it's everywhere in the world, and we don't need to be fearful of it, but if there are different ways that we can approach technology with less artificial blue light, we should do it, right? So as far as why it is harmful. So if you think about the sun rising throughout the day, there is natural blue light within the spectrum that you are exposed to. And that starts at the beginning of the day. And then think of it increasing until midday. And then at midday, you have that maximum amount of blue light. So that blue light is waking you up, right? Like when you wake up, you go outside, it's part of the spectrum that you are exposed to. And then at midday, you have that peak, and then it decreases until sunset. So you can kind of think about it as a peak, right? And that natural blue light is never isolated, right? So it's got the reds, the oranges, it's a mix. Mother Nature offers kind of that perfect mix. And so then when you think about artificial blue light, it's isolated. So, when you're picking up your phone and looking at it, you're getting that artificial blue light in a very isolated way. So you're not getting the other reds and oranges and things like that. So first of all, it's isolated, which is not natural. And then again, that blue light is helping to wake you up, right, at the beginning of the day. So think about looking at your phone or your computer or the TV and getting blasted with that blue light, that artificial blue light right before you go to bed or at other times in the day. That is sending your body the wrong signal. So just to simplify it, we want to send our body the correct signals throughout the day through light. And when we are constantly getting those doses of artificial blue light throughout the day, especially, after sunset or before bed, it confuses our body. So it's really not this super complex thing to understand. It's just that we have these signals that we need to give our body through the light throughout the day. So if we give it incorrect signals, that stresses the body out and we just don't feel optimal. We don't feel our best. We don't get as good of sleep. So then it's hard to go, to bed at the right time. And then it's hard to wake up for sunrise to start that correct circadian cycle for the next day. So again, just put simply, we want to keep the natural form of light as best as we can and avoid exposing ourselves to, that isolated artificial blue light, especially, at times where our body is trying to wind down for the day. So without further ado, I will go into the 3 things that I have done to help mitigate this during my day. So number 1, I have downloaded a software called Iris software to my computer. And what this does is it allows you can block out like all of the blue light if you want to. You can make it look more like candlelight. So, just more of the reds, oranges, more of the warm color. So you can take out that blue light on your laptop or computer. So when you have to get work done, you can kind of scale it. So sometimes I do Zoom calls for work. So I, bring the brightness up or, bring it up a little bit so it's not completely red. But maybe if I'm doing work, just, writing out a script for this or something, I'll keep it all on or completely red and take out all the artificial blue light. So you can scale it, which is really nice. And there's a lot of settings within the Iris software. And, I'm paying like $2 per month. This is not sponsored, but right, it's affordable, and it's an investment in your health. So just if you think about it in that light. And I will also include a PDF linked to this video that you can get below, and that will go over, where to find the Iris software, how to download it, and kind of the logistics of that. So something else I use, I have an iPhone, so there's I'm gonna go over what you can use for the iPhone. And then again, in that PDF, I'll also show you what you can do if you have an Android to make your screen more red and less of that blue light. So I go to settings and then accessibility, and then there's display size and text, and then you can go to color filter just within your phone for free and make it all red. So again, a sliding scale, right? So if you need to see things a little better, you can slide it back. There's a scale for that, but just so that you know you have that capability to not expose yourself to that artificial isolated blue light all the time, and you kind of have control over that scale. So again, I'll link, that PDF that goes over exactly how to do that, but just to know, there's a way to mitigate it with your phone as well. So we've gone over what you could do for your computer or laptop, what you can do for your phone. So I keep those pretty much on red most of the time, right? Because I don't really have a need. If I need to see something in a bit more color, I will slide that scale like on my phone, for example. But other than that, it gives me that control to mitigate that for my health. And then lastly, just using natural light whenever possible. So, if I can not have overhead lights and just open the windows and let that fresh air in, let that sunlight in, that's what I will do. So most of the time I don't turn on any overhead lights. So that is a quick, easy way to mitigate things. Of course, you may have to use some form of light. So if you do, or if you're in like an environment where you can't control that, you can wear blue light blocking glasses. There are tons of blue light blocking glasses on the market. And, I'll just be transparent about what I use. I'm not saying, this is the end all be all. I use the Swannies, and I will link that. Raw Optics is another good one. There's a lot of different brands out there, but just knowing that you can look into blue light blocking glasses, see what works best for you investment wise, and just begin that journey of learning about them, understanding different brands, seeing what works best for you, I think is the way to approach it. And, not investing, so much at first, right? Like as you learn more, you can invest more if that resonates with you. But blue light blocking glasses are an option when you are getting exposed to that light, and, you can't just use natural light. Also a really good option after sunset. If you do have to look at any technology or be around any artificial blue light, you can throw those on. So just another option that I like to use. Of course, you can use candles too. Candles are great to just illuminate the room, but not giving you that harsh light. And so, you have some different options. It's just really the fluorescent blue lights, the overhead lights, that can, again, disrupt that signal a lot. So you want to be mindful of that. So again, I just wanted to quickly go over those 3 ways. So to recap, you can use the Iris software on your computer or laptop. You can use red light filters on your phone, and then just to use natural light whenever possible. So, and if you can't do that, if you can't open your windows, have that natural light coming in, you can wear blue light blocking glasses, you can use candlelight as some different options. So again, I will link a PDF below that's free that you can just click on and read more about how, kind of the nuts and bolts about how to implement each of these strategies and just some different ideas for that. And I will look forward to seeing you in the next Golden Lights Within video.